Do you know the format of the spring game you guys are going to use at this point?
Yeah, we've been discussing it. We're going to have a real game minus some kicking plays that'll just be kind of on air, but we're going to go just a normal game format for the first half and have a running clock in the second half until the last 5 minutes, and then have a regular clock again.
Scott, how are you going to set up first team, second team? How are you going to do the depth chart and everything?
You know, we're going to put, honestly, the majority of the guys that are doing well on one side. I want to get some guys some experience and having some success on both sides of the ball. And, of course, we've done that way before, and the other team would win. So I expect great competition. There will be a couple guys that get some reps, and we're going to get out of there for health's sake, and I expect a pretty even ball game after that.
Has J.D. Spielman been practicing here the last few weeks?
No, we have a pretty good virus going around right now. We're missing a lot of guys today because of sickness, and hopefully our guys are tough enough to practice through a little sniffle here and there. But we have some guys with bad fevers and a lot of guys sick, so we had a number of guys that missed today, and J.D. has missed a few days. So we're trying to get them all healthy and hopefully have them ready for the spring game. But we'll see how we can contain this thing and try to keep everybody healthy. But right now our numbers are kind of dangerously low going into the spring game.
Are there any guys that have been ruled out for the spring game right now?
No, I don't know if anybody's been ruled out that's sick. Hopefully we get those guys back by Saturday, but we're going to have to play that by ear. We have obviously some guys with some orthopedic things that I think you guys are aware of that won't be playing.
Scott, Javon McCoy was up here. What have you seen out of a player like him who's coming back from an injury season last year?
You know, Javon has really turned a corner the last two practices in my mind. Watching him, he's starting to get it, starting to understand, starting to play with some pace and detail his work, and I've seen more plays out of him the last couple of days, so I'm excited about his development.
Scott, do you have a better idea with Breon Dixon's deal with Ole Miss and kind of that situation there with transfers being eligible right away for Ole Miss?
No, I think he's part of a bigger group that left another university, and I think that's kind of an ongoing discussion with the other guys that transferred other places and him. I think they're all kind of getting bunched into one group, and I don't think that decision's been made yet. So we're kind of in a wait-and-see mentality right now.
What's your feel for the team right now? How do you think they've done so far, and what do you think you'll see in the spring game from them?
You know, this whole thing's a work in progress. There was a lot of things we needed to change, fix, develop to get the team where we want it. And I see improvement every day. Sometimes it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back, but I'm seeing guys embrace what we're asking them to do. I'm seeing guys improve, but we have a long way to go. So the spring game won't look as good as I want it to look. No practice is looking as good as the coaches want them to look right now, but we are getting better every time we go out. I thought today the guys that we did have battled and came to work. I thought it was a good practice. I'm seeing a lot of improvement. We're not going to get it all the way there in one spring ball, so I'm pleased with the progress, but we need another summer conditioning. We need another fall camp, and even then we're going to be better, but not all the way there. So our guys need to embrace the fact that it's going to be a process, and we're working to get there.
What sorts of things will you lock in? I mean, what are you going to watch most closely? What do you want to see on Saturday?
You know, going into spring game, I just want to see guys make plays. It's kind of a game. We're going to roll the balls out in front of the fans. There's going to be some mistakes, and we're going to live with those and teach through them. But I want to see guys come excited to play football and make some plays.
How much of an evaluation is it for the quarterbacks?
Yeah, the quarterback decision won't come for a long time. And I don't think it's fair to evaluate those guys until people are really familiar with the system, so you're not having mistakes that are going to get fixed just as they get more reps. We want to evaluate the guys all through spring and all through fall camp. Got a group of guys that are doing some really good things, and I see improvement there every day, but we're a long way from getting to a point where we're going to evaluate starters.
Coach, it's going to be a full 90,000 fans at Memorial Stadium Saturday. What is sort of that in-game experience, full stadium kind of vibe mean for the new guys adjusting to the new system? Is it kind of, are they nervous? Are they just sort of ready to get going?
Well, I don't know if they're nervous or not. You'd have to ask them, but we got great fans here. The passion here and the support here is unbelievable. I don't think it's really rivaled anywhere. Having hopefully a full stadium for this spring game is going to be special. And more than anything, it'll give guys an idea of how great the fan base is and how strong the passion is in the state.
What are your emotions?
It's really easy for me after all these years to separate from emotion and just focus on the job. Now I won't be calling plays or anything in the spring game. I'm just going to let the assistants do that. We're going to divide the coaches up on 2 different teams too and let them coach. So I'll be a little more of a spectator at this one, and I might take a look up and smell the roses a little bit and look at the unbelievable facilities and fans we have.
Yeah, but remember some of your own spring games when you were a player here?
I was just talking to Aaron Taylor about it the other day. It was in my office. In '96 spring game, we had a really good defense, and I don't think we got a yard, to be honest with you. That was frustrating going into my junior year. Then my senior year was a little more evenly matched. My first spring game back in '95, I was just a transfer redshirt and threw a couple touchdowns to Riley Washington, I think, and that was a fun day. Usually by the time you get to the spring game, you're just ready for spring ball to be over.
Because it's on TV, do you hold back what you show, or do you not care about that because you've shown everything at Central Florida already the last couple of years?
Yeah, we're not that worried about that. If I was going to scout us, I'd probably go back and look at things that we did in Florida and maybe Oregon more than the spring game. We're going to run a lot of our stuff. Anything new that we've put in, we're not going to show, but for the most part, we're just going to be us.
What do you feel about just the peer leadership and how that's growing throughout the spring and players holding other players accountable?
We got a long way to go with leadership. I'm not sure leadership was developed really well here. We got some guys that are capable of doing it. We just need to create opportunities for them to be leaders and let them take the ball and go with it. We need to train our leaders better. Once the team is holding each other accountable and the coaches don't have to do it, you have a powerful team. We got to make sure the right guys are doing the right things and then bringing others along with them.
Are there techniques you use to develop leadership, and does that change with the generations changing?
There are techniques that we use to develop it, and we're in the first stages of that. We'll continue with that through spring ball and throughout the summer, and hopefully some guys step forward and really take the reins.
Have kids changed since you've been college in the way that they?
Yeah, I think society's changed and kids have changed. But I think our coaching style as a staff kind of fits those changes. We try to coach out of love and mentorship more than intimidation and motivation through intimidation. And I think kids respond to that. I got a group of coaches on our staff that genuinely care about every one of these guys. And I think for the most part, kids will run through a wall if they know you really care about them.
Scott, there was an ambulance rescue squad outside the facility here. Can you shed any light on what happened?
Yeah, a couple things on that. We had a collision today and had to take one of our players to the hospital. We think it's just precautionary. Think he's going to be okay, but we'll find out more, and I'll find out more when I get to my office. One thing I want to make sure that I make a point of is that I hope we can be respectful of that and not try to send camera crews to catch a guy getting in an ambulance. I haven't even had a chance to contact family or anything yet, and we're not sure of how he is. So we'll release the name later today and how he's doing. But those things are hard to see. Unfortunately, they happen in our game a little bit. It wasn't a malicious play. It's just one of the things that happens in a non-tackle practice, just a collision. So first thing I'll do when I get up to my office is check on him and get a hold of family, and then we'll get some news out about it.